Samsung is gearing up to delight its fans with the upcoming Galaxy S25 series, and there's a lot to unpack about the potential changes it might bring. One of the most exciting rumors circulating is the possibility of Samsung leaving behind the old 8GB plus 128GB memory and storage configuration for good. This move could elevate the base models of its flagship lineup to a whole new standard. Just a few weeks ago, details about a 12GB RAM variant of the smallest Galaxy S25 model surfaced. Now, a new rumor suggests that this configuration might become the base variant globally. This shift could mark a significant departure from Samsung's earlier flagship offerings. While it hasn't been confirmed whether the base model will also include 256GB of storage, it seems highly plausible. Samsung hasn't released a flagship phone with a 12GB RAM and 128GB storage configuration in years, and it doesn't appear likely to break that trend in 2025. With mid-range Galaxy phones already sporting 12GB of RAM, this change feels overdue for Samsung's flagship devices. Earlier this year, Samsung made a similar leap by dropping the 8GB RAM variant from the Galaxy S24 Plus model and later applied the same strategy to its Galaxy Z Flip lineup. These moves reflect Samsung's intent to standardize higher RAM options across its premium devices, giving users better performance and multitasking capabilities. One of the biggest questions surrounding the Galaxy S25 series is its processor. Will Samsung finally offer the Snapdragon 8 Elite chip universally? Unfortunately, recent developments suggest that this might not be the case. Variants of the Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus powered by Samsung's in-house Exynos 2500 chip have been spotted. While this might disappoint fans hoping for a global Snapdragon rollout, the Exynos 2500 is expected to deliver substantial performance improvements over its predecessor, the Exynos 2400. It may not match the raw power of the Snapdragon 8 Elite, but it promises to handle demanding tasks with ease. Moreover, the Exynos 2500 will introduce features like Wi-Fi 7, which were absent in the Exynos 2400, further closing the gap between the two processors. This dual-chip strategy isn't new for Samsung. The company has long divided its flagship lineup between Snapdragon and Exynos processors, with Snapdragon dominating regions like the US and Exynos covering markets like Europe. While this approach has sparked debates among fans about performance disparities, Samsung's ongoing improvements to the Exynos lineup could make this divide less noticeable in the Galaxy S25 series. The smallest Galaxy S25 model, often overlooked in favor of its larger siblings, might become a star of the series this time. With 12GB of RAM potentially becoming standard, even the smallest variant will pack serious power. Whether it's the rumored 12GB RAM base variant, the continued evolution of Exynos processors, or the potential for a global Snapdragon offering, there's plenty to look forward to. As Samsung refines its flagship strategy, the Galaxy S25 could become the go-to device for those seeking the perfect blend of power, innovation, and versatility. Whether you're a fan of small phones or just want the best performance in your pocket, the Galaxy S25 might have something special to offer. Stay tuned as more details emerge about Samsung's next big launch. It's clear that the Galaxy S25 series could redefine what we expect from a flagship smartphone. Dive into the exciting showdown between two of the biggest heavyweights in the smartphone world, Apple's iPhone 16 Pro Max and Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra. Both of these phones push the boundaries of mobile technology, offering cutting-edge features and exceptional performance. But which one takes the crown as the best big phone of 2024? Let's dive in and compare them side by side. Design. Starting with the design, both phones have distinct looks that reflect their brand identities. The iPhone 16 Pro Max stays true to Apple's iconic rectangular shape with flat sides and soft corners. This year, it features an even slimmer bezel, allowing for a larger 6.9-inch display. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra, on the other hand, keeps its sleek, curved edges and integrates the ever-popular S Pen, a feature unique to Samsung's Ultra series. Size-wise, the differences are minimal. The iPhone 16 Pro Max measures 163mm at 77.6mm, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra is slightly shorter, but a bit wider at 162.3mm at 79mm. That extra width allows room for the S Pen, which gives Samsung an edge in productivity. Apple, however, introduces something new this year, the camera control button, a capacitive touch key that allows for zooming and other camera controls with a swipe. When it comes to color options, Apple sticks with its sophisticated muted tones, white, black, natural, and the new Desert Titanium. Samsung goes for more variety with options like titanium violet and yellow, And for those ordering through Samsung's website, you get access to exclusive colors like titanium blue and green. Display. Now, onto the display. Both phones deliver top-tier screen technology. The iPhone 16 Pro Max boasts a 6.9-inch OLED display with a buttery-smooth 120Hz refresh rate. As with the iPhone 15 Pro series, you also get the always-on display feature, which lowers the refresh rate to just 1 Hz when the phone is idle. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra isn't far behind with its stunning 6.8-inch OLED display that also supports 120Hz refresh rates and an always-on feature. One advantage Samsung brings is an anti-reflective coating, making outdoor visibility much easier in bright sunlight, something the iPhone lacks. Both displays are breathtakingly vibrant, but there are subtle differences in color. The iPhone 16 Pro Max tends to lean towards warmer yellowish tones, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra has a cooler, more tealish hue. A standout feature for the iPhone 16 Pro Max is its ability to drop its brightness to just 1 nit for easier nighttime viewing, great for late-night scrolling. Performance. Now let's talk about what's under the hood. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is powered by Apple's latest A18 Pro chip, built on a second-generation 3nm process. This makes it incredibly efficient, with significant improvements in heat dissipation and sustained performance compared to its predecessor, the A17 Pro chip. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra is no slouch either. It runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, custom-tuned for Galaxy devices. While the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 performs well, especially in gaming and graphics-intensive tasks, it tends to throttle a bit sooner than Apple's A18 Pro under extreme stress. In benchmark tests, the iPhone 16 Pro Max leads in CPU performance, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra takes the edge in 3D graphics, scoring slightly higher in peak performance. However, Apple's new chip excels in long-term sustained performance, so if you're planning on pushing your phone to its limits, the iPhone may have a slight edge. Camera next. Let's discuss one of the most critical aspects of any flagship phone, the cameras. The iPhone 16 Pro Max features a 48-megapixel main sensor paired with a new 48-megapixel ultra-wide sensor and a 12-megapixel telephoto lens with 5x optical zoom. Apple has also introduced a new lens coating to minimize lens flare, addressing a common complaint in previous models. On the flip side, Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra brings its camera game with a 200-megapixel main camera, a 50-megapixel zoom lens, a 10-megapixel telephoto camera with 3x zoom, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide sensor. Samsung has packed in more megapixels, but remember, megapixels aren't everything. The iPhone tends to produce more natural-looking photos, whereas the Galaxy S24 Ultra sometimes leans into oversaturation, delivering more vibrant images. In low-light photography, both phones perform exceptionally well, but Samsung's larger sensor can capture more detail in some scenarios. For video, the iPhone takes the crown with its 4K recording at 120 frames per second, ideal for capturing stunning slow-motion footage. While Samsung's camera app offers tons of customization, Apple's new camera control button provides a more intuitive experience for videographers. Battery life and charging. In terms of battery life, the iPhone 16 Pro Max packs a 4,685 mAh battery, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra edges it out with a 5,000 mAh battery. Both phones are more than capable of lasting through a day of heavy use, but Samsung's slightly larger battery may give it a slight advantage. When it comes to charging, Samsung takes the lead. The Galaxy S24 Ultra supports 45-watt wired charging compared to the iPhone's 20-watt charging speed. Samsung also has reverse wireless charging, which allows you to charge other devices like earbuds on the back of your phone, something Apple's iPhone 16 Pro Max doesn't offer. Software. Lastly, let's compare software. Both iOS and One UI are polished, mature operating systems, but they offer different user experiences. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is a fantastic choice. But if you're looking for more customization options, better charging speeds, and love the idea of an S Pen, Galaxy S24 Ultra might be the perfect phone for you. Ultimately, both of these phones are top-tier devices with a ton to offer. Whichever one you choose, you're getting a powerful, feature-packed smartphone that will keep you ahead of the curve in 2024.